Today, we're going to be talking about if any of us had marketing experience before we joined Right Way to Freedom. And probably, I think the underlying current question here is, did that help you? Did that not help you? So, I can kick us off with this one because I did have marketing experience. I started working for a breakfast restaurant right outside of college, and it was their social media intern. And then that became a part time, and then that became a full time. And I was their social media manager. Unfortunately, they really didn't pay very well. I remember I asked for a raise, and my boss instead said, "Well, I know these other people who need social media management. Maybe you should talk to them. Like, go ahead and spread your work out thinner." So, which in one respect was nice because it did actually end up helping in my like grander trajectory of my career. And at the same time is not an appropriate answer for someone who's like can't pay their bills. So I started freelance social media management at that point too, which I do think was really helpful for me, honestly. But I can tell you what parts were helpful and the things that I took away from that. So you basically have the experience that I had. I knew how to like create a proposal. I knew how to talk to clients and interact with them. Both are things that are covered pretty extensively in the course. I knew how to like seek out new clients and how to network, which is something else that's really covered in the course. And I think the other thing that helped is I knew I needed to pay quarterly taxes because I knew that there wasn't a tax amount that was being taken out of my wages by my employer that was going towards the government. And I actually had a mentor from another job when I worked at a writing center who when I told her I had started freelancing, she was like, "Oh, let me send you the link so you can make these payments. And here's how much you should set aside for that," and kind of talked me through the finances of it, which was really sweet of her. And so those things like did give me a little bit of a head start, I will say, but it's not anything that like isn't covered in the course. And there's lots of people who come in who don't have any sort of experience in marketing, that they're teachers or they're nurses and they've never managed someone's social media or written an email sequence, and they still hit the ground running too.
Yeah, I would say like Kelsey legit worked in marketing before she started copywriting. I would say that I more so dabbled. So I was in grad school for like a year and a half. I worked as a graduate assistant in the marketing department for the College of Business where I was getting my degree. And I mean, I guess it's like a little higher up than like an internship, but pretty much what I was doing day to day was I was running the College of Business's social media accounts, and we were pretty much starting at ground zero. So I didn't even have like a large following to nurture or anything. It was like, okay, we're officially up to 10 followers. Like we're we're doing good. And then I would help edit the magazine. The magazine was primarily written by like faculty and staff and other people in the College of Business. Maybe I would get the opportunity to write like one article in the magazine. And it was like a little more conversational than like an academic paper or something, but it still wasn't as conversational as like the type of writing you learn to do when you go through Write Your Way to Freedom and start to hone in on those copywriting skills. But yeah, I did that for a year and a half, and that was pretty much the extent of my marketing experience. And it would be really easy for me to say on the surface that, like, oh, I don't really think that it did anything. But I do think that, I don't know, it at least got me thinking about the concepts of like, how do I write a good article in a way that like keeps someone's attention? Or, how do I use Canva to make a graphic? Or which isn't even something you have to do as a copywriter. That's more so something you would do like if you wanted to use graphics to like market your business or something like that. But yeah, I feel like it just got me thinking about some things so that whenever I started the course, some things already felt a little bit familiar versus feeling completely out in left field. But I still had no idea what an email sequence was, had no idea what a landing page was. Like all of that stuff was still like brand new to me.
Yeah, I would say I had the least marketing experience probably of the three of us. I had been for probably about a year and a half been freelance writing here and there, some like blog articles that would end up online for a digital magazine, but they were like Pinterest roundup style. Like it wasn't marketing, it wasn't trying to sell anything. It was just it was content creation is what it was doing, is what it was. Because this was for a publication, they want everything standardized rather than just like submitting it via Google Doc like I do to my clients. They would send a template and I'd like plug and play like the headline, the subheadline, the body copy, whatever. And then at the bottom, there were all these lines. I distinctly remember getting to do this, being so excited, like peeing my pants excited at the opportunity to do this, getting this first template and crying because I was like, what? Like I got to the headline, whatever, copied and paste. The bottom 2 pages were all like meta description, SEO headline, all of these different marketing terms that I had literally no idea what it meant. And I was like, oh my God, this is like the thing I've always wanted to do, is to get to write and do the stuff. I don't know how to, it was like the biggest wave of imposter syndrome that hit me in the world. And I like started crying. I also just had a baby, or I was pregnant. So like that, like we were a bit of a mess, but like, and I said to my husband, never mind. I don't know why I thought I could do this. This is terrible. I don't want to do, I'm just going to like email him and tell him, never mind. And my husband is the like dearest, most supportive person ever. And in that moment looked at me and goes, I think you're going to be pretty disappointed down the road if this is how you handle this. And I was pissed, you guys. I was so pissed because I'm like, that kind of tough love was like not what he dishes out usually. And so I took a couple days to be mad about it. And then I was finally like, fine, forget you. And I like Googled all these things, still didn't understand what they meant. I was like, I guess, I don't know, I'm going to type some shit in and hope that this is what they wanted. And no one said anything about it. So I guess it was fine. But I say all of that distinctly because I remember when I got into that part of Write Your Way to Freedom and she starts talking about SEO and meta descriptions and all these things that I still didn't feel like I had any clue what the hell they were. I was just like, I hope no one's mad at what I'm turning in. They probably rewrite it. I don't know. And then like she broke it down and explained it in like the easiest way. And I was like, that's it. I've been literally like stressed about this for 2 years and that's all it is. So yes, no real marketing experience, just trying to figure out what was going on, but also like I loved the way Sarah broke everything down. I think so often like marketing language when you're trying to Google and find things online is like written in this very like jargony, bro-y, like even though I'm reading the words, my brain can't compute what they mean because it's just full of so many other terms that I also don't know. So it's not really helpful. And I
Click
just
through
think
rate,
Right Way to
conversion
Freedom.
rate.
Totally. I was like, I don't even know the words you're using to explain the words I want you to explain. Like I'm so confused. And I just remember Right Way to Freedom feeling like I was sitting down with a friend who was like, oh, you just write a blog like this and then make sure you have this type of thing in there. And I'm like, that's it. And it was like stuff you're already doing. You know what I mean? So I think that's what, to answer the question, I think people, like you said, are asking, Kels, will this course actually help me? Or is there other missing pieces that I should have before I start? And I would say, you do not need to have any experience or any of these missing pieces because they all exist. And if you feel like they don't exist, you have an entire community to ask and you have live Q&As every week with Sarah herself. You have coaching things. So like, I think all of the stuff is in the course program itself, but even if it feels like it's not, there are other ways to continue to get that information that you need.
Thanks so much for tuning into our video today. I'm Kelsey and this is Katie and Cassidy. And together we talk about what it's like to be in the program Write Your Way to Freedom to help you determine if it's the right fit for you or not. If anything from the videos today resonated with you or made you decide like, yes, this is it, I want to sign up, it would mean the world to us if you used our referral code. For full transparency, we do get a little bit of a monetary kickback every time somebody signs up that we split between the 3 of us. And we also make a donation to World Central Kitchen, which you can find out more information on via the link in our notes. So thanks so much for tuning in and check out the rest of our questions. We've probably answered the one that you have. Bye.